And thus, we move on from the Lago, and thus into the next leg of our journey.
Sacrificial lamb, you will receive our most sacred body.
Adam Sandler continues to be meme.
When day breaks, you too will join our covenant.
There, in lore, there's actually there's an Adam Sadler, and it throws me off every time I hear it. Not Adam Sandler. Are you sure about that? Jarl Balgruff, he be balling, yeah. God, I haven't played Skyrim in a hot minute. I probably need to, like, massively overhaul. Not Skyrim Special Edition because of how they keep updating, it keeps breaking mods. I'll probably have to just install Skyrim, the old one, and it's Legendary Edition, right? And I'll probably have to mod the crap out of it. I'd go through another Skyrim playthrough. I could do that. Well, there were a lot of... I mean, Crisis Core ran into the same issue where they couldn't get a lot of the original voice actors because, I mean, it's been like 20 years since the original game. So, I mean, I gotta cut them some slack.
You've been radio silent for 3 hours. Are you all right?
I want to play through Oblivion, but I'm either waiting for Sky Oblivion or I'm waiting for the right mod textures and pack, if that makes sense.
I'm glad you're okay. Roost out.
It's definitely a different way to play this game. Like, I'm actually enjoying the model swap because that's what games used to be. A lot of games were just like, hey, this extra feature, you beat this campaign, you beat this difficulty, now you can play this character. And I always thought it was super cool. It really isn't seen in the modern gaming industry, I'd argue. Are you fucking serious right now? Last hit shenanigans. Get out of here with that. No, moving on. Can't. I saw that blood stain disappear. I saw that. It was prototype too. It very well could be. But Oblivion is an experience of all time, and I'm really itching to go back through it. But going back through I don't know. I feel like I'd have to get a good start in the game because of the leveling system. Because you can nerf your build by easily level 30s if you don't level up correctly. That's kind of the thing that's fucking with me right now.
It's the lake.
Okay, yeah. So I do have to interact with that.
Same mark from the church.
No, I don't have to interact with that. Weird. Back to Oblivion ESO. I actually do like that we have Hack Dirt in ESO. So remember Hack Dirt, the town? We don't like your kind round here. And it was it Darkeith? Was it Dark? No, it wasn't Darkeithus. Darkeithus was a Skyrim NPC. It was Dharma. That was it. Dharma. She gets taken by the Hack Dirt locals, and they worship the quote unquote deep ones. Apparently, in Elder Scrolls ESO, Elder Scrolls Online, apparently they actually gave that some lore, which is super fucking cool. Get new locations. I mean, it's an MMO. I mean, right? Like, if I'm playing Final Fantasy 14, I'm expecting to pay a premium for Dawntrail. I have to think about the new one. I'm like, it's not Shadowbringers. Shadowbringers already out. Like, I have to pay a premium for Dawntrail. Like, I just expect that. It's just an MMO at that point. I need to return to ESO at some point. It was fun when I played it, but I had a buddy who was trying to min-max it. So I kind of fell out of it, because I'm just like, well, I guess I gotta wait for this boss to respawn again. So I have to try to rechat. Oh my god, please! Elder Scrolls Online, ESO. It's the MMO for, you know, Skyrim, Morrowind, etc. Bethesda's MMO. I think it's that one. That one. That one? So I'm trying to do it from memory. Give me a second. I don't think I can do it from memory. Nope. It's been a little too long since I ran this. Okay, so it's that one. Yeah, it is the 3 squiggles. What am I talking about? Yeah, so it's 3 squiggles. That, and I think it's... Let me be stubborn for a minute. There we go. Yeah, I had it. See? I mean, those are just MMO-isms. Those are things that I just recognize. Wow, at this point, I don't know. I mean, so here's the thing, is that you have people like Asmongold and a lot of other Twitch streamers that still enjoy WoW. I'm not gonna shit on their parade, you know. I kind of scratch my head when, you know, WoW is preferred over something like 14, but I also am a newer player to WoW, and I don't have that. It's not even sunk cost fallacy. I mean, someone could argue sunk cost fallacy, but like, I don't have that connection or the time that people have into WoW. And every time I've tried getting into WoW, I don't feel like it respects my time. So as a newer player, I just haven't really gotten to WoW. Whereas 14, you know, it's like, well, I mean, yeah, there's things about AR that kind of suck. Coerthus, right? And that entire pacing. Wow. 2 shots between the legs. Nice. Kit, please! There we go. If I can actually hit my fucking shots this game. There we go. You really do have to chain these together. That's another one. Ha-ha! See, you can't parry the Molotovs. I went the complete opposite way, didn't I? Yeah, I went the complete opposite way of what I wanted to, where I wanted to go. Nope, not happening. Where's my ladder? I'm so fucking lost. I went the complete opposite way I usually do. Yeah, so it's squirt, up, down. I'm trying to remember how this one worked. I'm too stubborn to look at all of them. Yeah, fun fact, if you knife the dynamite, it counts as a hitbox. You can parry the tentacle. I'm not good at it. Come on. There we go. You can hit center or mass just fine with this. You don't necessarily have to hit the plaga. It just does reduce damage. Squirt. Up, down. I think it's that one. There it is. Got it. Think of the parasite anime. It's the Lost Plagas. What was the ban for? I also understand that I'm not the target demographic for WoW. Like, WoW isn't trying to market to me. I mean, I didn't even have a chance to respond to that. So if we're going to make sure we're doing bans, make sure we have a little more. Because I couldn't even see what the argument was. Hyper Beast Free kept. Yes. So Counter-Strike 2 actually launched recently. I've been debating on playing it. I mean, nobody should feel ever obligated to gift me anything or buy me anything. Like, nobody should ever feel obligated to do that. I'm kind of curious on checking out Counter-Strike 2. Heavy Top's trying to make a point. If it's heavy and that you use your best judgment, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But I mean, like, it's not that I don't see the appeal to WoW. I do see the appeal to World of Warcraft. I do. It's not a game for me. It's not marketing as a game for me, and most everyone that used to play it already says that the game's dead. Effectively, it's the Destiny cycle, right? Where a new season launches, you play the first 2 weeks, and then you play like the last 2 weeks. With WoW, it's you play the new expansion, you get to max level, you get whatever gear you want to do, and then you say, yeah, no, game's dead till next expansion. I mean, that's how, as far as I'm aware, people say the game works, and I've seen it. It wasn't until Destiny started doing a lot of what it did after Lightfall that I'm like, oh, I see why a lot of WoW players are really sad about this. It was there for WoW, not anymore. Right, yeah. And, you know, we do have a lot of, you know, WoW players coming over to 14. We do. You know, it doesn't seem to retain them, though. I mean, Asmongold being point in case, it doesn't seem like it's, you know, retaining him. What am I missing? Oh, fuck. I did it again. I always get both of those, and I actually forget to drop the heads on the pedestals. Nothing retains Asmongold. Untrue. WoW retains Asmongold. React content, potential controversies. I need to actually get caught up because he had to have issued a official Linus Tech Tips thing. He didn't. I don't know why he waited, but I know he's had to have at this point, especially because his brand is tied to Linus in some capacity. Well, no, Linus bought his PC. It was weird that because he covers a lot, like he'll cover Blizzard Activision drama and a lot of that, but it was kind of radio silent in regards to Linus. So it was a little. What do you mean he hasn't? He had to. I'm so lost. I mean, that's also me. I'm trying to move away from anything that could be considered drama for reactionary purposes. It's just not worth my time. It's not worth anyone else's time. Because I'm still getting people that want to try to pick fights about certain things, and still people supporting a post that told me to KYS. So, I mean, for all intents and purposes, I'm checking out of some arguments altogether. Right, yeah, that wouldn't be association. I don't know. To me, it just struck me as weird, if that makes sense. Because he covers a lot, but it was kind of a glaring, like, big news thing he didn't cover, if that makes sense. Star Trek or not? I have no idea. But also, that is getting into a weird territory where I myself am engaging in drama. Because, well, why didn't Asmongold do this? He has a right to do whatever he wants to do. As I have a right to do whatever I want to do. I can comment on that. That's not necessarily... like, because people can misconstrue, oh, well, he just clearly hates it. I disagree with things professionally said. And, you know, I don't think I'd work well in a professional capacity with Asmongold. I think that he'd say, you know, I'm pretty boring. But, I mean, that doesn't mean I hate the dude. It's kind of like existing with a coworker in another department. You might not necessarily see each other, and you might not necessarily even be on the best terms, but you still acknowledge they're there and you have a respect for them. Yeah, no, there was a valid KYS post from the community in regards to a post I had made. And, I mean, that's the thing, is in any argument, as soon as, you know, KYS, like subject like that, gets brought up, it needs to be shut down, and it wasn't shut down, especially by the person that, you know, I was trying to deal with. So it's not worth my time anymore, and that's where I'm going to leave that. Yeah, that's not how adults act. It's not. And I have much better things to do with my life. Playing Resident Evil 4 again. White splatter on the wall. Oh, whoa. Yeah, it's paint of some capacity. It's actually kind of cool to see how the village evolved in some of the background lore, like how Mendez opened up the village and how they got the ironworks going, how they got the boat. The funny chat, the funny. Yeah, at the end of the day, do your best to not be a shitty person. Some days it's going to be harder than others, I get it. Wesker is very moist. I do like that. So they did seal the El Gigante away because, you know, growth and size and appetite. And it's the Zealot Summoner that awoke the Plaga and awoke him. It's super cool as a detail. Yeah, I don't think I can parry him. Something tells me to.
You got worms too?
Nope, wrong button. I have the Elite controller, so the B and the Y underneath are like right next to each other. It's not the first time I fucked up my keybinds. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, he's gonna rest for a second. Dog. Right, and with anything, just remember, like if any argument is going to devolve into a attack on a protected status, right? Oh, well you're just X, right? You're just, you know, this kind of person, or oh, you experienced this, right? The moment it starts attacking protected statuses, that argument is no longer worth your time, and anyone that enables that argument further is in the wrong. Like, there's a reason that there are things like race and gender and marital status, orientation. They're protected in the workplace because that is a very slippery slope. Sawman's 8 ounces of the blood Timson and spotted which would equate to 8 ounces. The closest weight approximation to Del Lago I could find was 5 school buses. It's about 150,000 pounds. The Del Lago is 100. Del Lago has 15,000 pounds of blood. There is 8.85 pounds of blood per gallon. Del Lago has 16,949.2 gallons of blood. Fascinating. Thank you for finding that information. That's incredibly fascinating. So at that point, I would need to figure out the dispersal of blood over the area, and then we could, well, we'd have to get the Los Lobos, where we're at, right, the village. We'd have to get how large the lake is, the volume of the lake, and then compare. There's other calculations you could make to figure out how red the water would be. That's very interesting information, though. I love that. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that information. I like that they despawn after a while, because I'm pretty sure there were 2 left. No, the run's going pretty well so far, though, at the very least. It's one of these games that feels so good to play, because Resident Evil 4 does feel good to play, and that's why I keep playing it, versus some modern games that it just doesn't feel good to play. Ha-ha! When you parry the dog. What is this, Dark Souls? I actually wasn't thinking I was going to make that parry. I actually thought I was going to lose it. I was going to whiff that. I'm very proud of myself for actually making that parry. Droid Deadly Premonition. Hannah Hyrule's playing it right now. I'm very curious what it's like. That's actually probably going to be my last Spooktober game. Game design. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out if I can fit it into episodic content. I try not to have episodic content. So I try to have it between... I try to have it between 30 minutes to 45 minutes at most. 50 at absolute max, depending if there's something interesting going on. What? Because I'm starting to run out of time for Spooktober. I started a week late because I needed a break. And actually, after this, aside from the 2 React content streams this week, I really need a little bit of a break. Because I've actually kind of pounded ahead on a lot of things, which I'm very happy about. And thank you all for sticking with me. I pounded through a lot in the past couple weeks. There we go. Get there. I'm out through about roughly the 18th on React content right now. And that leads into the next few days, or the videos this week, so I can get out even further. I just like being ahead. That way, if I need a break, I know I can. Just to start now. Oh, it'll be available. It'll be available on the Kip TV channel. I'm backlogging these as episodic content, so you will have the ability to go back and see it. Hold on, Explorer. Take day by day, basically a murder mystery with horror elements. That's kind of cool, though. Kind of reminds me of the concept of Silent Hill a little bit. Specifically, what, 3?
Ashley Graham, are you
16,000 gallons of blood is a 17-foot diameter tank, 9.5 feet tall. That's a lot inside the Del Lago, to be fair.
Easy with that.
I like that Ashley does fight back a little with that candelabra, that candle thing. You need to play, yeah. As long as a game respects your time, that's all that should really matter at the end of the day. You should feel empowered if a game isn't doing what you want it to, or if a game isn't in a place that you feel comfortable with. You can absolutely, you know, step away. I'm also stepping away from Destiny 2 right now because there's some serious allegations in regards to Bungie right now. They're allegations at this point in time, but I'm keeping an eye on the situation in the background, and that is, if true, I will probably just drop Destiny altogether. But once again, those are only allegations, and until something comes from that, I am saying they're only allegations because they are very serious allegations that were brought up recently. Bungie's not having a good month as of streaming, recording this. armor clinking together. I do like it. I would love to purchase an armor set like that. I think it's a French armor set specifically. It's super cool. Yeah, no, this is going leagues better than the Krauser run. This is the same. This is technically a lower difficulty, so I do have auto saves, but there's a lot that Krauser. I would need to fine tune a Krauser run.
Trust me to, and do exactly as I say.
With the French though, nothing. I love French armor. French armor traditionally has plate skirts, if I remember correctly. Like Ezra Scarlet from Fairy Tail has a plate skirt. Yeah, that's French. I know people shit on France. I know people shit on the French. I also do like the... I think it's a tabard on her back. What's wrong with them? Nothing, really. I know what point you're trying to get across. I'm not falling for it. I would love to actually get greaves that covered the back of my thighs. That'd be great. Let me take a CQC. I'll do another Krauser run at some point. Don't worry. That'll be a run that I will do at some point again. I need to fine tune how we do it though, because I'm probably, due to the nature of the mod, I don't think any of these, because of the, what do you call it?
It's okay, I've got you.
Because of the glitches that happen, right? Because I was, glitching into Ganados, and essentially it would have to be an infinite ammo run. That's, yeah, just make my piece that it has to be infinite ammo run.
Trust me.
I think it should be on hardcore, because if you glitch into it, you can just go back to the last autosave rather than the last, hard save or beginning of... Well, it's last hard save, because say I go from chapter 1 to 3 and I don't save and I die in chapter 3, I go back to chapter 1. So things like that are things that I look at. Let's put it that way. Other than Super Chris. If you're looking for what rule set I'm using, look in the Discord server or the community tabs on YouTube.
Well done, Condor 1. I'll dispatch a chopper ASAP. I'm sending you the coordinates for the extraction point. Make your way there. And
It's
don't
such...
let anything happen to Baby Eagle.
It looks so cool. It kind of looks like...
The
What's
weather's
that one
getting worse.
Warlock helmet with the starry top? I can't remember. It's from Destiny. While inside a villager. I can't, though. So what we've narrowed it down to, it seems to be an animation issue, which animations would have to be dealt with in some capacity. I'm not a modder. I don't have the ability to really... Must have been the wind.
Come in, get behind me.
Oh god! What is wrong with these people?
Push me again? Really? Okay. We want to play that game? I'll play that game. This 9mm hits different than the rest of the 9mm in the game, is all I'm going to say. Alright, Ashley, you're going to play decoy for a second. No, never mind. You're right behind me. Dick. He just threw the axe at the other one's head. Ah! Aha! See, you can parry the tentacles. Actually, that might be the meta strat there, though. Because I parried the tentacles, and it had enough concussive force just to kill it. If I could stop shooting over their heads, that'd be great. Haha! There we go. You have to really bait them super hard. I do like that Wesker becomes a combo fighter. Like, his style is only works because he has superhuman strength and speed. If he didn't, it really wouldn't work, from my understanding. Besides, once I'm ahead enough and I pipeline enough, I get to actually work on projects I want to work on, like going to SCA. I really need to get a workout routine going, because I actually haven't really been outside since I went to SCA last week. Just because I've been working on getting all the Spooktober stuff together, all the VODs and editing working. But I want to get into a point where I have enough of a backlog and I can when I need to, you know, like this, when I need to, I can, you know, put out episodic content and be ahead. That's been my whole goal. I've actually uploaded a lot in the past about day or so.
Was right about the weather.
Mine. Yeah. Where are you? Are you useless right now? They are. I can't use flashbangs. Damn it! I hit that way too early is what happened there. There we go. I need out. Ah, you stupid fucking cow. This happened last run too, where this one actually just kind of baited me for a little bit. I see that model glitching. I see that texture. There we go. Ashley's just getting fucking just jostled. Get that out of here. It's getting jostled. What do you mean I need ACP? I got ACP right here. Right. I thought that was glitching for a second. Yeah, I got 45 ACP right there. See? Good old 1911. I'm just not using it outside of bosses and stuff because it trivializes a lot of the run. Dexterity, intelligence, and healing question will not be, can you afford to be bombed, whether or not you can afford not to? You bring up a good point. I do like that up kick move. That's actually kind of cool. The closest real-world lake to Valdelobos is Lake Banyoles in northern Spain. The volume is 12 million cubic meters. That means the lake has around numbers 3,170,624,623.3 gallons of water. A lot of water. So yeah, but now you try to diffuse, right, all the amount of blood we found in the Del Lago across that, you know, that sheer volume of water. I don't think it's gonna tinge the water that red, actually. I don't think it's gonna turn as red as people are thinking it's going to. Oh my god! Hit him! It's legit just the Scooby-Doo fucking chase scene. Did I just kick the cow? I kicked the cow. I kicked the cow. I kicked the cow. No! Run! Ashley taking it like a fucking champ. Here you go. Oh, it doesn't kill it one shot, actually. That's interesting to note. There we go. God, the parry frames on those are so weird. I somehow literally keep firing in between their legs, and I've yet to figure out why. It's actually kind of hilarious. It adds to the charm of this run, let's put it that way. First 96,000? Yeah, no, there's no fucking way. It's not going to turn that water red like we're thinking, especially with that volume. No way. Thank you for citing those numbers, though. I do appreciate that. Actually, I want that really quick. Took a bullet to the knee. Sounds unhealthy. Well, I guess, to be fair, actually, to be fair to the 1911, it's not fully upgraded yet. I've not upgraded its base firepower once, which might actually be cool for a run. Having just used the Killer 7, but it's unupgraded. That might be a fun run. All right, cabin time. Cabin fever time. Stanford, but my 3 world wars. What do you mean 3? 1911. Not everybody's using 1911 because the 1911 just fucking works. I love it.
Hey,
Also remember the 1911 is a bullpup. Now that I've started a civil war in chat, you're welcome.
Hey, I see you found your missing señorita.
Senorita has a name and it's Ashley. You are?
Name's Luis.
Why is this? What are you gripping, Wesker? What's happening?
We all have names. Now then,
God, it's so good.
who are you?
I want Capcom to make this an official game mode.
Very good questions, unfortunately.
I walk stars this week. No, you do that. Take the time you needed extras. I know I need to.
Help me.
All handguns have a magazine behind the trigger. Yeah, so it's by definition a bullpup, right? This is also me being a shitter, chat. Keep that in mind. I do like Lewis's vest though. That's probably what, a few $100s. That's I would argue that's a fairly expensive vest. I don't know how to quantify how expensive it is though. Yeah, like Steyr, right? A Steyr handgun is just a bullpup. Because Steyr also makes the AUG. I mean, Lewis is kind of loaded, yeah. That is a fair statement to make. I mean, he used to work for Umbrella. He probably has shut me up money in some capacity. Wait a minute, can I glitch out of bounds? Oh, okay, so it hard stops me there, but that's kind of cool actually, knowing that works. I'm overcompensated like a mother trucker tonight. This is gonna be a really funny run. Take your shovel that way. Aha, thank you. Come on. Come on. I'm not really getting the response I need. There we go. Yeah, because I have to break out manually. Oh, man, that health drain. Oh, my God. That was massive HP drain. We've already clarified that those are in the background. Those are just props. Interesting. You can go through, you can clip through walls with this. That's what I needed. That's what I need to get Wesker's combo off. Give me a second, chat. I'm having to focus a little bit on this part. Damn it. Yeah, it's worth doing that. They're getting a lot more health now. Oh my God, Kip, hit the target, please. It's literally right there. This is why I say I'm not good at games. I don't know why people keep saying I'm good at games. I missed, like, how many of these shots already? I literally got saved by the cutscene from that grab. Oh, I'm actually still being... Nope. Yeah, I got saved by the cutscene in that grab. That was actually kind of great. Get out of here. Oh my God. The amount of plaga that are just bursting this stream is a little ridiculous. There we go. Yeah, Mayhem would help a little bit, but I'm too high of health. Get out. Ah, of course it's this one. Yeah, these are going to be a little annoying to deal with. Really? 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 Oh, I don't have the HP for this. Finally, I'm getting hits off now. Typical games of CS. Well, as long as I'm hitting shots, it's really what I care about. I am going to have to soften him up with that Killer 7, though. I was toying with the frames on that. Come on. No! It's the wind-up. I have the same issue in Dark Souls. It's the fucking wind-up that gets me. It's not so much the attack. It's that it... There we go. That was a very lucky parry, actually. Should not be alive. Woo! Deploy the Navy Department of the Navy. Marine Corps called the Navy's been fair. Well, that's the thing, is that they didn't want to start an international incident, so this was for all intents and purposes, a special operation. And even then, like, well, because he's in touch with Hunnigan, but there's just not enough reason for them to bring support over. I didn't even have to use the Killer 7 on that part. I feel pretty happy about that.
Ashley.
What's happening to me?
I already missed around 120 shots. Yeah, sounds about right. I guarantee you it's because I'm overcompensating. I could probably fuck with the sensitivity a little bit more.
Start explaining.
But for now, it works well enough. I'm doing okay. Could get killed by Lewis? I'm pretty sure you could. At least in the original, you could. If you shot him at the cabin in the original, he'd shoot you. Well, enough times, he'd be like, adios, Leon, and then bam, game over.
The same thing that made them like that.
Of course we go. But it risks an international incident. And also there's the... Like, we went over on the Kandahar Giant, right? If it's allegedly true, it could be so far-fetched enough that people are just going to call you crazy, right? A crazy cult worshipping an ancient parasite? Come on now. Right? That kind of logic. Invading when? I've been debating to go back through Dark Souls. I might go back early next year, like Q1 2024. January, February, March. I might do Souls 1, 2, and 3 again. I'll have to make it a stream-only code. That way, if you want, you have to set the password if you want a red soapstone.
Hey, why are you...
No time for any questions. The clock is ticking.
Then on Ashley being there.
Because it makes me feel better.
I'd be curious on the actual, like, politics in-game behind that. Because we know Krauser kidnapped it. Or kidnapped Ashley. It could also be because they're not wanting to show as divided as they are. Because in the remake, you know, the U.S. government left, Major Krauser for dead, right? Which could be a change to Operation Javier overall. But, like, some people are theorizing that there's a schism in the U.S. government in Resident Evil.
Got a smoke?
I do. The kind you like. Now where's the amber?
Those heals, though.
Fortunately, it's not on me at the moment. And you really should be telling me what a good job I did. Busted my ass and managed to hide it right before I got caught. Which is why I'm still alive.
The deal was...
I do like her sweater. Her sweater grew on me.
The amber. No amber, no protection, Luis.
Such a stickler for details, Ida. Okay, then. I'll go get it now. How about that? And I do have something else I need to get, too.
Got him. Go away, smart. It's okay, Kiwi. You'll never red soapstone me.
With the weather like this, the chopper can't make its approach. Can you stand by until it clears?
Negative. Too dangerous. We're gonna get out of here and find someplace safe.
I'm sorry.
I think I've already
Wish I could
foregone
do
the
more
S
help.
plus with playing
Don't worry
cutscenes.
about it.
I've probably foregone the S plus at this point. Whatever.
Condor 1 out. Let's go.
What's gonna happen to me?
Hey, chapter 6. Probably we're already at 6.
Let's just focus on getting out of here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, please don't. I know for a fact you know what tools to use so you can fuck up save files by invading. Please don't. Like, I'm not even kidding with that. Please don't. I can't stand the guy that did... So remember the guy that did that with fucking Elden Ring, where he was invading people and fucking up their save file, and and we all lost access to Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 multiplayer for how many fucking months? Nah, I'm surprised that dude didn't get fucking legal action taken against him. Like, it's all good fun in games, right? When, you know, everyone's having fun, or maybe you're using, you know, maybe you're using Fume Greatsword, annoying effect, you know, that's fine. But it's when we start fucking with people's save files, that's kind of where I draw the line, and that enters really shitty person territory. Because at that point, you are actively taking enjoyment and even game features away from someone else. I do draw the line there. Ashley fucking going ham here. I like that she does cover her ears, though. I mean, it does make so many fucking bursters. We'll stop playing Dark Souls. Right, and that's the thing. Like, imagine if you are... So someone like me that wants to go to New Game Plus 7 and stuff, and I get some soul level 1 that hops in my world and bricks my save file, right? How just, like, that kills a game. How that kills a community. Oh, I thought I got a lucky headshot. She's still up. Bro, this lady's built different. Yeah, this pistol... This is gonna turn into a DPS problem really quick. You can back up your save. Yes, you could back up your save. It doesn't excuse the action. And so that's one of those things that I would actually end a stream over, right? That is one of those that I actually be like, nah, I will not continue this. Like, Kip has giveth, Kip will taketh. But that's the thing, is that shouldn't even need to be a thing. If you're going to have a community where someone is going to come into your world and they're actively going to... Damn, I thought I made it. And they're actively going to brick your save file or your game or exploit something, you know, that's... No, let's not. We're adults here. That's not how adults act. Egg. I don't even necessarily need to enter this house. Yeah, it's a matter of principle at that point, and I really don't have respect for anyone that does that. Because it's like, for example, if I was to invite everyone out to play Halo MCC, right? I was like, hey, we're going to go play Halo Reach today. And I found an exploit, and I was to brick all of your guys' save files, all of your data just gone. You'd have every right to be pissed at me. You'd have every right to be like, hey, Kip did this. He physically did this. He's admitting that he did this. This isn't legit. And it's arguably not legit. Because you know, whether you have all lassos done, whether you just finished the campaign once, your data is your data. And, you know, I don't have any say in what your data is or isn't. I shouldn't have any ability to fucking mess with your game state like that. And themselves believe they're better. And yeah, that's true. So I get the sentiment where, oh, it's just a game. I get the sentiment where, you know, oh, it's fine. It's really not. And if I catch that behavior, especially when I'm doing an event or something like that, that's a real quick way to get a ban. Like, it's not a threat. That is a full disclosure. If this happens, you will get a ban. Like, that I have a zero tolerance for that. So, just figured I would say that because I want to do some more community events. I also guess I should address as well. I want to do more, like, sub-only streams. Because I know the people that sub... There's a lot of people that sub to me, which I really appreciate, all of you. And whether I go to YouTube or whether I do it here on Twitch, I mean, I kind of want to, like... do something in regards to sub only. I mean, I could probably do community nights over on like YouTube somewhere. I could probably do that because there's enough people that sub on YouTube, you know, and you can like how HoloLive, right? I was watching Narissa Ravencross. No, what was I watching Narissa's? I was watching a stream recently. Who was it? Was it Bebo? No, it was Fuamoko. I was watching Fuamoko, and they have their chat restricted. You have to sub for at least a minute, which is cool. It helps cut down on spam and stuff. That's what I mean. I could hate invasions at this point. The concept of invasions in Dark Souls and Elden Ring, I actually find really cool. I like it. It's when people are taking it that next step and messing with your data and potentially even bricking data, PC components, exploiting security issues, that at that point we now have an issue. And it's like it could turn into a liability. And we always want, you know, well, why don't more games have Souls-like invasions and stuff? Why don't more games do this? Have you considered it's because it's potentially a like why don't more companies do Xbox Live, right? You know, why haven't we seen an Xbox Live like we did in the 360 era? Have you considered that it's a liability to the company at that point with how much raw, unfiltered shit is said? I mean, to be fair though, we did even on old games, right? Online interactions not rated by ESRB. Online actions aren't rated by ESRB. So that should, in theory, absolve them of liability. In theory. No, we're gonna run. We're gonna run. Damn it! I hate when they catch me like that. I always parry too soon is what I'm doing. The issue is you also can't combo breaker those. Is always a liability. It's not used to Souls titles. No, yeah, and peer-to-peer is always kind of shat on because it's it's not reliable and it's not good connectivity. It's just peer-to-peer things. We've been hearing peer-to-peer arguments and things against it for years at this point. Xbox Gold Party Chat, man, like that would be great. Partly Steam's fault. So I heard that the reason that Steam's kind of in a weird place that it's having to, and this is all allegedly, that's having to allow things like Overwatch and Diablo on the platform is because Steam's alleged monopoly. And I don't really buy that Steam as a monopoly. So here's what this opens up to me, right? And this is actually an interesting conversation I had recently. If you make Steam is, I would argue, the best client out there for PC gaming. You know, obviously there are going to be clients that do different things. There are going to be clients with other things, how like Epic has Fortnite, Epic has Kingdom Hearts still, right? You know, things like that. There are reasons to use different. GOG has Diablo 1 plus Hellfire, right? There are so many things that other clients have. I would argue Steam, one, has tenure. It has security on it. You have people that have spent easily $5,000 plus. Definitely not in that boat. But people that have spent $5,000 plus on the platform. And yeah, some could argue sunk cost fallacy. But it's also like you did spend a lot on this. Steam has tenure where things like Origin died. Now we have the EA app. We see consistent Ubisoft, the Uplay launcher, how there was that whole controversy recently in regards to a policy they have, but that's always been there, so it's kind of a nothing burger. Things like that. Then we have Activision Blizzard that's potentially going downhill, and it's like, so here's the thing: if you have all these web clients, because it's the Netflix effect, right? Well, you wanted your own streaming service, so I mean, you don't necessarily have to be on Netflix. When now we want to move to Netflix, we want to consolidate, and it's like, well, I mean, you did make Activision Blizzard, in my opinion, did make the cognizant and conscious choice and effort to make their own launcher. Don't think that they should be allowed on Steam because they are a competitor. But obviously that's a dated viewpoint. There's a lot of people that are happy that Overwatch came to Steam. A lot of people that are happy Diablo's coming to Steam. It's going to get review bombed. You know it already. And the argument came about because they're doing it because Steam's in a position where they can't really deny it. But if anything, wouldn't that strengthen the argument that Steam is a monopoly at that point? And that also brings up the argument, right? If I were to make a game, Larian Studios making Baldur's Gate 3, right, is currently dealing with lawsuits right now, alleged lawsuits, because the game is too good and it makes the rest of the industry look bad, right? So by that point, what happens if we make a good product? Say I were to make, say I were to get into, what's a good industry? say I were to make a TCG, right? Like I was competing in the same sphere with Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! And I made a card game, and the card game ended up being better, right? You know, could the company sue me for lost profits? Like, that is something we have to consider with that, because it's a very slippery slope at that point, and it leads to very interesting interactions that can be both good and potentially be bad. So I don't buy that Steam has a monopoly. I really don't. I think that Steam offers a great product for what they can do, and you know, I think that Activision moving their stuff over is a little disingenuous, personally. They chose to. If they were a monopoly, Epic wouldn't be there. Right, and that's the thing. Epic's still there. But, oh, people don't do Epic. Well, Epic hasn't been around as long as Steam has. Epic at any point could theoretically just close their doors. They don't have the tenure Steam has. They just don't. Like, I'm sorry to say it. Well, I'm not sorry. I'm really not sorry to say it. I'm part of an oligopoly because it isn't the only PC gaming store. Yeah, it is one of the biggest names in PC gaming, don't get me wrong. It's one of those things that I look at and I just scratch my head, because if we're going to start calling Steam a monopoly and putting restrictions on there, I mean, that puts the entire industry, and not just that industry, not just gaming, other industries in a really weird place. We're already seeing with Larian, right? Getting lawsuits because the game is allegedly too good. You know, is that going to be consumerism in the next decade, where you're not allowed to over deliver on a project or deliver a good product because then you're going to be called, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Because you're going to be called I'm trying to word, but I'm also trying to fight Mendez. Because you'll be called, you know, anti-consumer, or you're going to be called, you know, well, this is just too good, or you're trying to monopolize this. That isn't a good thought process, in my opinion. GP rants on this game. Nice. I mean, the game's been out for, God, 9 months at this point. Oh, I hate the fire in the background. I always walk into it. Okay, what? You can't parry that. But I guess I'm able to. I think I can phase through it. That was cool. Yeah, you can. You can, because the enemy. You can glitch through it. Oh my god. Oh, that's perfect. There's a monopoly on Nintendo games. I mean, it's just Nintendo exclusives. Here's the thing: is that I'm not super opposed to Microsoft purchasing. What were they purchasing? They were purchasing Activision Blizzard, right? I'm not super opposed, though. I am opposed to if Microsoft wants to purchase Nintendo, because Nintendo has their own consoles and, you know, IPs, whereas Activision Blizzard just has their own IPs, which is split between Activision and Blizzard, respectively, in the company. If Microsoft were to try to buy Nintendo, I do think that should get struck down. I don't think that is necessarily the most consumer-friendly tactic. I don't think Nintendo would budge. I don't think they would sell. It's one of those concerning things to hear recently that I'm like, this can't pass. There's no way. Oh. Work? Yeah, no. Feel free to lurk. Go ahead. It was good to see you. First party, not Monopoly. Yeah. Still catching. There's a lot of content to get through. I actually went through and culled a bunch of older content, just like content with like 80 views that like no one wanted to watch. The audio and QA issues were pretty bad, so I went through and culled a bunch of content recently. So it should be a little more compact and easier for people to approach. Did it ever sell to a Western? I don't even think it's necessarily a Western versus Eastern thing. I think Nintendo does what they do very well. As much as I may disagree with modern Pokemon at times, right? I'm having more fun in Radical Red than I did in a couple of recent Pokemon games. I mean, at the end of the day, they still have a solid IP lineup, and as well as a hardware lineup. There's not really anything that really competes with the Switch. Sure, you have like Stream Deck, Steam Decks, you know, you got NVIDIA Shields and stuff. You have things that are trying to do what it does, but it's really the only thing that does it the way it does it. Right? Am I making sense? Okay, I'm at 54. All right, this is a good place. So we're going to cut that there for episode 2. Thank you, everyone, for coming on. I definitely do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this, let me know. What are your thoughts? How many shots do you think you would have hit that I missed? What are your predictions for any funny glitches that are up and coming? All that fun stuff. And I will see you next week in the next episode. So I'll see you then.